motherfucking name Ice Cube.
Okay, guys. Tucker Carlson's back, posting something on Twitter.
With my boy Ice Cube.
And Tucker's been killing the game, man. His Twitter show is good. I try to watch the full episodes on there. The fact that it's free is even crazier.
Oh, because Tucker posts his videos on Twitter.
Yeah.
I need to tap in.
We should call it X now, because that's what they about to change the name of Twitter to.
Yeah, when they finna take
Come
the
on.
logo.
That's for real?
Yeah, that's for real.
Yeah.
That's for real.
Yes, that's for real.
Why wouldn't he do that? That'd be smart because it's kind of close to his brand. SpaceX, Tesla.
But Twitter, everyone knows Twitter as Twitter.
Well, it's not Twitter no more. He bought it, so it's his business.
Yeah.
So he could do whatever he want with it.
You can.
I guess you're trying to, because Instagram hit the threads on him. He was hot about that.
He was.
Instagram threads is low key tough. I like.
I don't
it.
have it. I don't
Yeah,
want more social media, so I didn't make one.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get on that after I saw the privacy terms that you agreed to.
I just don't want more social media in my life.
Yeah, I don't want them to collect more information on me.
Okay, man. This is like a cross of worlds, man. We got a ghetto star. I ain't gonna say ghetto.
Hey.
Hey,
That's crazy.
I mean,
Hey,
that's where
hey,
that's
hey.
what's old past, man. Now
Yeah, but he's
different.
not even known for that. Like, if kids seen Ice Cube today, they would think, are we there
Actress.
yet? Are we done yet?
That's
that's
our
true.
age.
But
Kids
Yeah, okay,
today?
yeah.
I mean, just across the world,
But I feel like people don't see.
You know, he was in
what's the movie with Kevin Hart? Ride Along.
That's a good one.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm keeping it
Get
trending
Hard.
on Netflix.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was part NWA until like later.
What's that movie? 21 Jump Street.
21 Jump Street.
yeah, ghetto was an extreme.
I feel like
word.
that's how people know Ice Cube now.
I
People
just
be like,
tried
Ice
to-
Cube rapped? What?
Yeah, you just
People be
played on
like
this time.
surprised by that.
I played on his top, bro. That's what he was known for.
What was that?
He was in the 90s.
how he came up.
Then he changed, man.
Yeah, then he started writing movies when NWA broke up. He dropped one of the hardest diss songs, and it was like, this is dumb. Started writing
We
movies.
reacted to
Wrote
it.
Friday. That was his big break.
Yeah, Friday changed the game for him.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, you know, Ice
That's
Cube's
what
used to
you're
the subculture. He's been in the subculture a long time.
Boy, he's part
And
of the
Tucker, yeah, he was part
grandfathers of the culture and rap.
the part.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
They are the originators of gangster rap.
For
So,
sure.
and that is a big problem.
F the police
in the community.
coming straight from the underground.
I never
got it bad because I'm brown.
would have expected this.
We better watch the whole thing.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into
nice.
it.
So why would you be doing this of all interviews? I mean, you could do an interview with anyone. You're doing an interview with me. Obviously, you're going to take abuse for doing that. Like, why would you do that?
Because I think it's silly not to talk to people. I think whether we
He
agree or
paused
not,
that.
Right?
that has
Why
not-
he said he gonna take abuse?
Because it's going to take backlash for talking to
Yeah, I don't hear that.
Tucker Carlson. He's kind of a controversial guy, you know, leans a little conservatively. You know, people don't really take too kindly to black people ingesting that type of content.
Yeah, I
and
think it's just-
endorsing that type of person. So, I mean, he's going to take definitely some backlash.
Yeah,
Like, he talked to him.
Yeah, you know, black people think conservative, they think racist.
Yeah.
I
So
bet
that's
the View
why.
would hate this.
Oh, of course.
Because they some victims. They should call that the victim, not the view.
I personally don't know why they would think it was bad for him to talk to Tucker Carlson. This guy's trying to liberate the media, man. He's trying to put out real
Yeah, why would you
factual
stay
stuff.
on
And
one
if that's
side?
what you want to, you know what I'm saying? You have to listen to the other side. We watched something and it was like, if there's ever like an argument and the one person will not even listen to the other side at all, there's no point in arguing.
Yeah, you'll be a fool. It says in the Bible you'll be a fool if you continue to argue with somebody.
you know, it's like this is what it's all about. Let's talk about it. Let's debate. And you know, I've been shut
Wait,
out.
that sounds like right-wing extremism and whataboutism.
But I've been shut out. You know, some platforms will not have me on.
Wow.
Why?
That's crazy.
They don't like that I'm, you know, an independent thinker.
Wow.
I'm not part of the herd. I'm not part of the go along to get along gang, so to speak. So, you know, I'm an outsider. And so, you know, I'm not part of the club.
I like
So I have to go places for one that I'm welcome
Yeah.
and where I can voice my opinion without somebody, you know, saying I'm a bad person and that they never want to have me on their platform again.
What platforms have banned you?
I've been, you know, I tried to go on The View.
That's
They didn't have me
crazy.
on The View.
Why?
Speaking of the devil.
Well, a few of the guests just really didn't like where I was coming from. So,
Because kept it real.
or a few of the hosts, I mean. So that's what I was told by the producers. You know, I don't know if the producers was just copping out and using some of the hosts to not have me come on and explain myself, but
You'd be a good booking for them.
I've been on there before.
Yeah.
You know, it's just when I've became an independent thinker, when I've, you know, I'm not,
They ain't want the truth.
you know, I don't follow their brand of politics, I guess.
Bars.
But if you can't think for yourself, then you're not really free, are you?
No, you're not. You're not. But I've been excluded. I've been excluded on Oprah. You know.
On Oprah.
On Oprah.
Dun,
yeah,
dun,
I've been
dun.
excluded. Yeah, man.
I would think you'd be the person Oprah would want to promote. I mean, you grew up in South Central, you were successful at a young age, you have dignity, you say what you think. Like, I thought that was the goal.
Me too. You know, I don't know what it is, but, you know, several of my, you know, I had a movie called Barbershop, you know.
Yeah, I remember.
That I wasn't invited to participate with the cast.
Wow.
I produced a show called Black White, and it was a very controversial show. And once again, they had the whole cast on, but I wasn't invited. And so I don't know.
On Oprah's show.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's.
But Oprah's obviously a saintly, godlike figure who's revered by all decent people. Why would she exclude you?
Took her
I really don't know. You know, that's something that I would love to find out. But I can't tell you, you know, if there's a single thing that I've done or said to her.
Have you noticed that it is more controversial to criticize Oprah than to burn the American flag?
Really?
Wow.
Seems that way. I've never heard anybody criticize Oprah. Do you think it's political, or do you think it's deeper than that? I mean, you're not like a right-winger.
No.
No. You don't even seem that political.
No, I'm not really. I'm pretty much, you know, just want to do right by the people, you know. So if that comes through political means, that comes through the private sector, wherever it comes, you know, I'm down to work with whoever's down to do something right for the people.
Yeah, I like you.
So
Yeah, I
I
like
remember
Ice Cube,
reading you say something along the lines of, I didn't vote for Trump, I'm not a Trump voter. You actually attacked Trump at one point, but you were willing to meet with Trump. Do you think that crossed a line?
I think some people didn't like that, but I think it's idiotic.
Yeah.
You know, enemies meet.
Right.
You know, they talk. I'm pretty sure there's some communication between Russia and the Ukraine right now. Somebody's on the phone talking to somebody,
Great point.
trying to come up with a solution. So we just got to talk. That's the only way we're gonna work this out. You know, I know when the talking stops, the fighting starts. You know, a lot of people,
That's a great point.
you know, think I'm a, you know, Republican. I'm a right winger, just because I was willing to speak to the Trump administration. I mean,
That's crazy.
and I was willing to speak with the Biden administration as well. You know,
Have you?
one guy in the administration, but it didn't go anywhere. You know, it was basically a, you know, take my temperature kind of call.
Dang.
We'll get
PR
to it.
stunt.
Like, but you know, they never got to it or never planned to. Matter of fact, the guy left the administration. So, you know, after talking to him for a year or so, he was gone, and then, you know, we were left really with no one to continue the conversations.
What do you think of Biden?
I don't think he's given the people who put him in exactly what they thought they were going to get from him.
His most loyal voters, according to the polls anyway, are black voters, particularly black women. And those numbers don't seem to change. So no matter what happens or doesn't happen. So do you expect they ever will change?
You know, whether they become independents and not vote for anybody who's not bringing it, you know, it's like people want your vote. They have to do something to earn it. If they don't earn it, why are you going down there and pulling that lever?
Because the other side hates you. That's the pitch they make. We may suck, but the other side hates you.
That's a great point.
You're supposed to dance with the person you brought.
Yeah.
You know? And the person that brought you to the dance, you guys are supposed to dance together. And if that doesn't happen, you got to go find another dancing partner
Oh my goodness.
before the night is up and the music stops.
What do you think of Kamala Harris?
I mean, obviously
What
she's
do
a
y'all think he
great
meant by that?
politician
Yeah, we can go back to that.
to
Pause
be
that.
able to become the vice president of the country.
That was a great
He
thing.
said
he
you're supposed to like ride with like basically who you picked. Basically, if you're not messing with them, you gotta
find somebody new. It's
Oh,
another
I
fish
see.
in
So
this.
don't just
settle.
sit there and have nobody to dance with.
Exactly.
Yeah, he said don't
I
settle.
see.
He's speaking straight facts right now.
He is.
Yeah, man, they're just having an open, honest discussion, and people need to do that more. If you don't agree, it's like I feel like these days, if you're talking to somebody and y'all don't agree, people just feel like y'all can't even associate with one another. Like it's got to be a war or
He's my
something.
enemy.
Like just because y'all don't align politically,
I
I
mean,
just feel like that's weird.
I think that's facts, and I don't know. Like everyone you meet is different. Like you got different experiences, different ideals, different things you want out of life. So I don't understand why like a different political opinion is gonna separate you. Everyone has different things they believe in. Like
Facts.
you wouldn't stop being friends with somebody because they Muslim and you Christian.
Well,
I
because
would.
Some people do.
they're a fan of the Titans and you a fan of the Dallas Cowboys.
Exactly. Like that's foolish.
Y'all believe different things.
At the end of the day, I'm sure everyone think what they believe in is what they think is best for America. So I mean, obviously, I think something different,
But you gotta remember,
as long as you're a decent person and we cool, we can treat each other with respect, come together, I can associate with you.
but you gotta remember, your thinking is very logical. A lot of people don't think logical; they think with their,
Emotions.
Yeah,
That's why.
and that's the
what we need to
problem I
change.
feel like we are facing in America right now.
Hell
Agree.
yeah.
That was very well said.
Yeah, we definitely need more of this.
If that doesn't happen, you got to go find another dancing partner before the night is up and
I
the
relate
music
to Ice
stops.
Cube a lot.
What do you think of Kamala Harris?
Mindset.
I mean, obviously she's a great politician to be able to become the vice president of the country. I don't know how effective she is at her job.
What's your view of the police at this point?
It's the same, you know. It really is, you know. It's like looking at like, what's your view of the military? Like they're the military. They're always gonna be the military. If I asked you this in 1946, you'd be like, they're the military.
Yeah.
So it's a fraternity. It's an organization that does things a certain way, and I think their philosophy sometimes is detrimental to the people they're serving because I think cops have a win and make it home philosophy. Win whatever battles you have in the street, make it home at night. And that's actually the most important thing. And everything else, people's rights, doing things the right way, you know, being totally fair and square all the time and not, you know, being a little aggressive, you know, all that comes second to win the encounter, make it home at night. And you can't really fault somebody for thinking that way as a police officer, but that's the philosophy, so everything else comes second to that. So guy might not care if he violated your rights. He's gonna win this encounter. He's gonna make it home tonight. And that's all that matters. And sometimes I think that's what we see is an organization hell-bent on winning and not a fraternity or organization hell-bent on upholding the law and doing everything right or by the book, so to speak.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's just the nature of that fraternity.
Maybe of organizations.
Yeah, you know, it's they come with a philosophy, and you know you can try to buck it if you want to, but more than likely they're gonna get you out the way and stay in formation.
Do you think that it's harder to be a man in America now than it was when you were a kid?
Yes, saying what you feel, being yourself
That's very interesting. That he said that.
is is what they call toxic.
Whoa.
You know, we shouldn't be called toxic for our instincts and for.
That's a fact.
I was born this way. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why can't we be ourselves? We were born this way too.
Man.
So there are some groups, like if I say I'm trans, then people say, that's great, you were born that way, we affirm you. But if you say I'm just a dude with male instincts, you're not affirmed, you're attacked.
Yeah, I mean, everybody doesn't really have to affirm
That was a good point.
You know? If I wake up and say, you know, I feel like a pigeon. And I want everybody to treat me like a pigeon. Some people may say, whatever, Q, we treat you like a pigeon. But some people may choose to be like, dude, no. That's your world.
Yeah.
I'm not part of it. And I have to be ready for that.
Facts.
It's a big
Well
world
said,
out
well
here.
said.
Everybody doesn't have to adhere to me.
Man.
That's called narcissism, right?
Yeah, it seems like
That
it.
is.
I like how he's talking
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah.
It's like
Seems like
Thinking
you're trying to
the
bend
same.
the universe to your will. And it don't work like that.
We've been talking almost all day now. You haven't mentioned race a single time. You've mentioned economics, rich and poor, a number of times. Do you think that we overplay the role of racial conflict in American life?
Yes.
Thank
I
you.
think
Man.
race, it takes up too much space. There's people that we all have in our lives who are same race that we can't stand. There's
facts.
people in our lives from other races that we get along with way better. So it's not about race. It's not about color and gender and this and that. It's about who do you connect with. You know,
That was
Yeah,
real.
man.
who do you
That's real.
vibrate with?
Sounds
That's
like
real.
a wise
Yeah.
man
You know what I
right here.
mean?
Facts.
I
Who's
do.
on the same wavelength?
I think I relate
Who
to
wants
Ice
to
Cube so
be the
much.
same kind of person? Who wants to do the right thing when you want to do the right thing? That's who you connect with. So I think a lot of people make a lot of money off of the racists fighting against each other and bickering. And they the ones who push it in our face all the time that we're separate. And
Does feel like there's more of that, doesn't there?
yeah, it seems like it's like you're stuck in a bad movie and you can't get out. Like you can't
That's-
find the exit
Can you
and it
pause that
continues to play
real
on the
quick?
screen.
Come on, man. Hold on.
And you're just running around looking for the exit. And this bad movie continues to just haunt you day by day by day by day. You know, that's what we're caught in.
Man.
A never-ending, winless battle of, you know, of race and color, and we're worried about, you know, where you from, and, you know, hip hop. What's great about hip hop, like, it was a saying in hip hop, early hip hop. I think Rakim coined this phrase.
A legend.
You know, it ain't where you from, it's where you at. You know, and it's so true. It's not about where you come from. It's about where you at right now.
I'm not imagining that this stuff is being pushed on us, right?
No.
Much more than in, say, 1986.
Yes. Yes, I think so. Because
Crazy.
in 1986, you had movies and television.
What are you asking?
And
Pause it.
it was
Can we
all
go back?
scripted
I
and we
missed it.
knew.
He said it's like racial stuff being
Pushed
more than in 1986.
96.
86.
yes.
You
I
put
think he
100
said
push-ups on
86.
it.
I think he said 86 because Ice Cube said something about 1986. That's why I
I'm
said,
not
what did you ask
imagining.
him?
I'm not imagining that this stuff is being pushed on us, right?
No.
Much more than in, say, 1986.
Yes. Yes, I think so. Because in 1986, you had movies and television, and it was all scripted, and we knew this is a scripted show. But I think now you have so many so-called reality shows that basically push the same thing, but in a reality-like setting. So, you know, you'll watch a movie on race, okay? And you flip the channel now, you're watching a somewhat like documentary reality show that's highlighting and magnifying race and status and where you belong in this country and where you don't. And, you know, we're highlighting the bad guys here. We're highlighting the good guys, you know.
They pushing it.
It's just, it's always really showing controversy and pitting each other against each other. And with the reality shows, you know, controversy sells. So they're not showing people getting along. What they want to get to is the fight, the conflict, you know, the argument, the throwing of the bottles, the, you know, the turmoil, the differences. And, you know.
Does that bear any resemblance to your actual life as someone who lives in this country? Like, do you have racial conflict in your life day to day?
Probably, you know, most of them are unseen. You know, I'm not gonna say I encounter racism. People know who I am. Police know who I am. Everybody knows who I am. So I probably get a pass on a lot of things that friends, family members, people I associate with, people I love go through all the time because they're not Ice Cube. But, you know, I've had an insurance company drop me because they didn't like my point of view. Wow. You know, things like that.
They get that deep?
Are you mad about it? Are you mad at people for their skin color ever in the course of a day?
I'm not mad at people because of their skin color. You know, I'm mad at people because of what they do and the things they choose not to do.
Right.
There's a big problem in this country with the financial banking system and Black people and our access to capital. You know, I know that when it breaks down, we have, you know, 13 to 15% of the country trying to live off of half a percentage of wealth, you know, 0.05% of wealth.
Stat.
So that's an issue. That's a problem. You know, we have to have access to capital so we can do cool things for South Central. You know, if we drove past one of those lots and a guy that lived there wanted to put a store up, he just couldn't get along because of his zip code. Now, guys from outside the area, they can come in and they can get along and put that store up. And that has to change.
How do people live in this state who aren't making a lot of money?
I mean, things are so expensive. Houses that used to cost, like my father, I think he bought his house 47 grand, maybe.
Not in LA.
And, now it's worth 650.
Yeah, it was in LA. This back
The
then.
house you grew up
That's
in.
crazy.
The house I grew up in.
Wow.
It's worth $650,000.
And that's in South Central.
South Central.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Huh. So
That's a flip down.
the middle class has shrunk
Boy, in
in
Texas,
this state.
boy.
Without a doubt, or left. You know, they definitely shrunk, and we have a lot of people leaving the state because they just can't afford it.
If you were running the state, wouldn't that be a big concern for you?
Yeah, I think it's a major problem because you not only have people leaving, you have industries leaving. You know, Tesla, they just put up a plant in Texas, so you know they left. Left California, and many big companies have
It's too
left
expensive.
California.
I've noticed something weird. I've never been a big hip hop fan, but I've met a bunch of hip hop performers,
Yeah.
and they're all pretty open-minded. Way more open-minded than, say, your average college professor.
Dang.
I wouldn't have expected that. Why do you think that is?
I can see that.
That's
You know,
crazy.
college professors, they all want their jobs. And if their staff or administration is saying, hey, we think this way at this college, sometimes they understand what that is and they stick to those guidelines.
Gotta save their ass.
They boxed in.
Rappers, you know, we're free spirits for the most part. Some of us who are not locked down to these crazy contracts, but we know doing things the way they were done in the past hasn't really gotten us as far along as a people as we have wanted. So we tend to break the mold. We tend to be disruptors.
Some.
We tend to
Some for sure.
not wait for an invitation to the party. We tend to either come in through the window, you know what I mean, or kick the front door down. But we're coming to the party. So that's how we've actually been able to gain success, because everybody wants you to be in your little hole. Everybody wants you to stay in your lane and all that
Abide by
stupid
they
stuff.
rules.
And as soon as I hear that, I'm out of my lane immediately.
It's the
But you
Matrix.
should stay in your lane, don't you
Facts.
think?
No. If I would have stayed in my lane, I wouldn't be here. I would still be in South Central Los Angeles, you know, not following my dreams.
Take notes.
That was a
Take
bar.
notes, fellas.
So you're not surprised that rappers tend to be more open-minded at all?
Not at all.
That makes
Not
sense.
at all.
That does.
Because
I'm honestly a little
They-
surprised.
they want to go for it. They want new experiences. They want to carve their own path. And, you know, they're not going to conform.
They're open ears.
They're not going to conform because that gets you nowhere.
That was amazing.
That was amazing.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
That was very.
Ice Cube different.
I thought that was phenomenal. I agreed with 99.9% of what he said, 100% of what he said. I feel like his mindset on a lot of things is where my head's at. I just don't like being told what to think. I feel like a lot of people think, oh, you're supposed to think like this because you're black, or you're supposed to do this because you're that, you know, and I don't really conform to that, me personally. So, like, just
What about the
think
people
for
that
yourself.
oppress you?
definitely. And
Everybody think for themselves.
I like the way that during the interview, he answered, like, thoughtfully. Like, you could tell, like, he was thinking about what he said before he said it. It was real calculated and very well thought out, and I thought it was phenomenal.
Easy
10
to
out of 10.
understand.
Easy to understand. He talked slow. I feel like
slow.
people talk real fast to use big words to make themselves seem smart. But he did the opposite and communicated in a way that anybody could hear and understand what he was saying. And I think that's actually smart.
I agree. And I really think he just kept it simple. He was to the point. Like, he wasn't trying to go super deep, or he was just, like, answering the question for what it is and what he thought it was. And I agree with a lot of what he was saying. I think a lot of stuff is overblown. But I did like what he said, how black people have a hard time having access to capital. That is a real thing.
That is a real thing.
That is a real thing.
That is the only excuse that I give us, literally.
I got a big question, y'all. So keep it 100. Around what time y'all really start seeing race start being pushed so bad to y'all?
Social
We say
media,
that a lot. Bro.
I would say
Twitter. When I got on Twitter.
Twitter for sure. I would
year?
say it really started getting overblown when
George Floyd died.
not George Floyd, the kid in Ferguson, Missouri. That was the first time. Michael something.
Brown.
Michael Brown, yeah.
Oh.
And he got killed by the cops in Ferguson, Missouri. That was the first time in my life when it started blowing up. And then the Trayvon Martin. Those two things right there.
Yeah.
First time in my life when I started seeing things being like a black versus white thing, or like a police versus us thing. And it's been going from there. And for a little bit there, I was getting caught up in that, you know, when I was young, and I was just like taking it in and seeing it all. And I'm like, whoa, like, this is really bad. This is really a thing. But as I've gotten older and, like, had more experiences and been more places and got older.
Ice Cube broke it down pretty good.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to get home.
Yeah.
Like, I
They
mean,
be scared a lot of the time.
they're human.
Yeah.
I do agree. Some of these things, some bad things do happen, and it's very unfortunate. But I think they try to overblow it and take it and run with it, and they make it worse than what it is.
I think it's bad these things happen, but I think people take these things and use it for their own agenda.
Money.
I agree.
race.
BLM. What's BLM this? We're going to sell them shirts.
Like you said though, controversy sells. And that's extremely controversial stuff. And they try to take it and spin it into something worse than what it is.
But it's dividing the country, man.
It is. And I think that is a problem. I think more people should be independent, free thinkers.
You never hear people talking about just do the right thing no more. Everybody has an agenda of some sort.
What you think will unite the country? Like, what you
Jesus.
think will take?
This literally.
You think this is? It gotta be more to it, bro.
I think people
Nah,
need to
bro.
start
Like
having
Denzel
open
said,
conversations.
relations, bro.
Yeah.
Just talking to one
facts.
another.
Meeting somebody.
Yeah,
I
face to
agree.
face.
I think people have to stop picking a side. People try to pick a side, and both sides
not
are
gonna ever
bent
happen, though.
on having different ideals and disagreeing. So when you pick a side and the other side is already picked a side and they're opposite of you and the other side is opposite of you, obviously y'all gonna conflict. Y'all trying to pick a side. I feel like when you stop trying to pick a side and you start picking things for, like you said, who you connect with, who you vibe with, what's best for the people and what's best for everyone in the situation, rather than, I'm gonna pick this side because of this or this side. 'Cause this. I feel like that would unite us more than separate us.
Yeah, a lot of people are stubborn. That's the big problem.
For sure.
I feel like people are scared to speak out oftentimes because a lot of times if you don't agree with someone on something, they'll say, you're a bad person. You're this. You're that. Since you don't agree with me. And you don't want to be labeled as that or canceled, so you be quiet. I mean, it's hard because there's things that are going on that people feel like they need to speak on, but they feel like they can't.
But that's going against your First Amendment, then.
It is.
And so that's the main thing we supposed to have as an American. So if I can't go against my First Amendment.
Man, I am messed up about that bank situation. That is a situation that has to be fixed. But, I mean, I feel like that has to be fixed by credit.
There's a lot of things that can fix that. I think we need to do some
Education.
research before we speak on something so blindly, because there's definitely something deeper there. And that was like a broad topic.
That
so
is.
I don't know what's
going
gonna fix it. There's lots of things that could probably fix it. But
look at the amount of people with degrees also that are trying to get that loan. That probably has an impact on that.
That would have been a great question to ask Vivek, man.
Facts.
That would have. But we learned it, and we're gonna see him on the 18th.
Yeah,
and we're gonna get a lot of slack for being there. I guarantee it. They gonna comment
We get
what they
a ton
comment.
of crazy stuff.
Yeah, man. I want people to stop thinking that we've picked a side. I think we're just young guys taking in information, seeing things, and forming our own opinion. And people keep trying to tell us about us. At the end of the day, you don't know us.
They're
You
trying to
just
call,
know what we show you
him
make
conservative.
They don't have an opinion, the same opinion as you, so they try to. Oh, you not this.
Yeah,
not that.
you don't know me. You just know what you see on camera.
Just because you don't have the same opinion.
That's
How
what
you
I'm
gonna
saying.
call somebody something because they don't have the same opinion?
And that's a problem though, because when people start disagreeing and you start to name calling and labeling for someone
That's a
that
problem.
you don't know, that is a problem. And that is another problem that we're facing in today's society. It's an issue and it's growing, and I don't know, man. That to me is one of the things. But I personally thoroughly enjoyed this interview and hearing what
this
Ice Cube had
excellent.
to say. It was excellent.
When he
Excellent.
said that it was harder to be a man today than in 1986, was crazy.
A black man also. He didn't bring the race into it, but he asked you.
That was around the time when they was rioting,
Bro.
Rodney King,
Bro.
all that stuff, bro. There's a lot of stuff going on back then.
That's insane.
But
to me.
I wonder what he mean by that. Do he mean for making
Like, let's
money?
get on here. Yeah,
or
let's
something?
get on
Exactly
here
what
and
he's
saying.
see all
He's
this
saying being
backlash.
the
toxic
male.
masculinity thing, like how males get, you're not supposed to, be tough nowadays and this and that. Like they want you to.
But beliefs, period. You were talking about beliefs, period. Like,
Yeah, he's saying being a man today and just like acting on your instinct, being like a manly man or like just being a man is harder today than it is then. And I would agree with that because there's
Thinking
just
on
so
your own,
There's
like-
so much going on. They try to gender roles and gender norms and gender identity, all this bullshit that they try to come up with to discredit facts and real life stuff that's gone on for now. We're breaking traditional stuff, blah 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 blah. Just a bunch of hoopla, man.
Also, mental health is at its worst that it's probably ever been in American history.
they're making everything confusing.
Yeah, everything's hard, man.
So-
You're walking on eggshells these days, man.
Got a lot of problems here. We're gonna fix it one by one here on the Cartier Family Channel.
Was that
Tap in.
Was that the whole interview?
Yeah. That was he actually had one where they were in the car riding around. I think they were in the hood in Los Angeles. Man, Tucker. I like Tucker, man.
I do like Tucker. We should do some more of his content.
Yeah, me
He's
too.
been killing it, man. He's been having some
Yes.
interviews. I see his stuff on Twitter all the time. We gotta tap in, bro.
But now
Hopefully one day we can meet Tucker.
This
it makes more sense that Fox fired him though.
Because he's free thinking.
Yeah.
Everyone has an
Man, he's
agenda,
not
right
falling.
or left.
Hey, like he said, he's not falling in line. When they tell you to fall in line, that's when you get out of line. And that's what he
Exactly.
did.
He got
and now
pissed.
he branched out. He's doing his thing, man. And I
And
feel
it's
like
on both sides.
I feel like that's
right and left.
watching his content is long overdue.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think because this is episode 11. We should have tapped
Yeah,
in
we
day
should.
one.
We need to start tapping in.
We
I
should have
think we
tapped in.
did.
They're on Twitter.
Who was number one?
I
We
know
don't
we
do the
did
whole
the
thing
tape.
like this.
We
Yeah,
did the
we
tape.
Andrew
We
Tate.
did a tape.
That was a
It
good
was a
one.
different
That was
one
a good
we
one.
did. I
And we
thought.
did him. I think he talked to Vivek. Was it
Did
Vivek?
he talk to Vivek? I
don't
We didn't
know.
do. We watched the live stream where he was at the thing with Vivek, but we didn't see them talk.
Yeah, that's what
Tucker
that was.
Tucker
yeah.
talked to somebody else. I remember
thought we
what we
did. I
watched.
don't know.
I don't think
forgot.
we watched it. We watched some old stuff, but we didn't watch anything since he's been on Twitter besides the
Yeah, not
Andrew
the
Tate
new
one.
ones. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's crazy he's not posting on YouTube to monetize it though. Oh, you
He's
get
getting
Twitter.
monetized
yeah,
on
Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah, that's
Bro,
true.
YouTube
Elon Musk
takes
is
down
changing the
stuff.
game, bro. He's
Yeah.
trying to make Twitter like an elite platform.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's really
If it has
changing.
long videos, then
It's
it
longer
longer videos. Be a
videos.
problem. But the only problem with it would be is that
I
they
seen
don't
they
have
posted
it
a whole
on the
movie on
TV
Twitter.
though. They don't have it on the TV.
Twitter.
Yeah.
You can get Twitter on your TV.
They're gonna come out with it
On the smart TV, you can
on
put
the
Twitter on
PlayStation
the
or something.
TV.
You can.
For real?
Yeah.
When is it? Oh, hey,
I've never seen that. That's cold.
that's gonna be
But
crazy.
it
He
needs
finna
like
end
a
up having
movie
movies
thing,
on there.
like-
they got
It's
movies
like
on there
a
right now.
They got movies on
video
Twitter.
thing.
Some
then
people
it'll
will
be
just
lit.
post a movie on there. I seen people do it. I literally clicked that.
No,
it was
yeah,
2
you could-
hours and 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can put. I think you can put up files up to like a couple gigabytes.
I remember when you couldn't post
you
a
got that
video
check mark?
over a minute.
Bro,
Yeah.
I couldn't even post my track highlights on there.
How
I was
long?
hot.
I was like, yeah.
I'm finna repost those.
Oh,
on
so
there
you
now.
telling me we could post on Twitter?
You
Oh,
can
you can
post
post
the
anything.
file up
We can
to a
post our full
couple
video.
gigabytes. Yeah, we can post our full videos.
Sweet. Okay. Well,
Yeah, but I don't like the X situation. But I mean, maybe I can't.
X, it's
Yeah,
hard.
he know what he doing.
That
He
sound
does, man.
hard.
Hey, man, I trust the man.
But I don't like
You
the
didn't
Ply-
make
I heard
Teslas.
Reply
You
said-
bought a Tesla. You trust him enough.
Ply
you
said, man, this shows that Elon isn't smart. Why would you name it X? But
Yeah,
that's
man,
Plies.
I'm not taking advice from no rapper, bro.
He's a rapper.
But he's
not
also a
just a rapper,
producer.
no.
He's way bigger
is
than
true.
that.
That
He's
is
way
true.
bigger than that. What's Plies
is
done? No,
No,
offense.
he didn't give any advice. He just said.
I'm
he
just
felt
saying,
he
like,
was
if you're gonna
stupid.
give your opinion, why would I take?
No,
heed
but I
to
mean,
your
it's a
opinion?
lot
What
of
have you
opinions out here. People think we're stupid.
Yeah, people
done?
do.
You can't call us stupid. We degreed up. I got a
Yeah, but
master's
you know,
degree.
hey,
Where your degree at?
Some people say they don't mean it.
Yeah, some people say professor's stupid.
They can
It's
say
an
that.
opinion, though.
They can say that. But if you ain't got one, I don't care what you
Not
got to
yet.
say.
But you could just say someone
How you gonna hate from outside the club?
with that
You
didn't
can't
get a
even
degree,
in.
they got $1 billion, and you could be like, you're stupid because you don't got a degree, and then he'd be like, you stupid because
You don't got that beat.
you do got a degree.
A lot of billionaires
so
were born
everything's
into money.
opinionated in the world.
A
Though.
lot of billionaires were born into money. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
All right, guys, let us know what y'all think out here about this. I don't even call it a pod, man. This episode Tucker's doing with Ice Cube. This was beautiful to me, though. It was very
Insightful.
yeah, it was calming,
We got hope.
yeah, that's what it was. All right, guys, let us know. Here's on screen. We're going.